everyone, welcome back to the DP expansion. Today I'm just going to talk about the Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase that just happened. I'm in front of a green screen, but I'm not going to use a green screen effect. It's just a background. So, my initial, before we even get into the actual Direct itself, my initial reaction to it being a partner showcase was that of disappointment. Because, like, look, I don't mind partner showcases here and there, you know. Maybe Nintendo, if you don't have anything else to show, but you want to show, like, you know, all the third parties you're working with, you know, a partner showcase could suffice. And a partner showcase now, I guess, is inherently more exciting because of the third party support. Like, third party support, I mean, is in particular more exciting now because the Switch 2 is more powerful, so more third-party games can run on it. However, the reason why I was disappointed that this was a partner showcase is I said partner showcases are good when Nintendo doesn't really have anything to announce, doesn't have anything to show. They do. There's a lot of, like, first-party Nintendo stuff that we're still waiting on. Like, there's still Metroid Prime 4 that we need a release date for. There's still Kirby Air Riders, which is supposed to come out this year, and we need a release date for that. There's still, Hyrule Warriors, which was in here because it's being done by Koei Tecmo, who Nintendo considers a partner. So, okay. But then there's still Splatoon Raiders, which I don't know if that's actually going to come out this year, but still would have been nice to hear a little more about that. You know, so there is stuff that we should be learning more about coming from Nintendo that is supposed to come out this year, and this Direct doesn't really give us any of that. And so many people don't quite seem to understand what a partner showcase is, because they watch that and they're like, where's all this Nintendo stuff? A partner showcase is about the third-party stuff, okay? So when they announced a partner showcase, I was not expecting any first-party stuff, except for Hyrule Warriors, because they usually throw that in with the partner showcase. I'm not even really big into Hyrule Warriors. I'm probably not going to play it. But even then, I was kind of disappointed, from what we saw there, because we didn't really get, like, we got a fine trailer, but, like, you know, it's supposed to come out in the winter, and it didn't get a release date, you know? But okay, well, I'm not going to go over everything that was in the Direct and everything that is not in the Direct, but I'll go over some things that stood out to me. It started with Monster Hunter Stories 3, which I find interesting. Like, the first game was like a 3DS game that released only in Japan. I remember only knowing about it because it had a whole bunch of amiibos that I'm still trying to get. And then the sequel came out on Switch in America, and then they came out with a re-release of the first game. And now they're making a third one, which I think is cool. It's cool that this sort of like side series for Monster Hunter is you know, getting a lot of love and respect from Capcom. I'm probably not gonna play. I think with Wilds, I figured that I am not a Monster Hunter guy. Although from what I've heard, the Stories games are different. They're like Monster Hunter games for like non-Monster Hunter fans, you know. So maybe it's more in my alley, but I'm just not sure if I care too much about Monster Hunter. I'm just happy to see that this sort of side series for Monster Hunter is, you know, they're keeping it going. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is also coming to Switch 2. I think it's also Switch 1 as well. Not quite sure how well that's gonna work on Switch 1, but it's cool to see it on Switch 2. I really liked Sparking Zero. You know, it's a game that came out, and it sort of just came and went, but I thought it was really solid. It ended up making my best games of the year of 2024, and I think it deserves that spot. It definitely like doesn't have the staying power I would have wanted it to, but you know, it's cool that it's coming to Switch. They announced a new Katamari game, Once Upon a Katamari, I believe is what it's called. That seems interesting. We've been getting a lot of re-releases for Katamari, you know, so it's cool to see them finally doing like a new game. I never got too into the Katamari games. They seem like cool games, just the goofy kind of stuff. I like some goofy stuff, you know what I mean? If you don't like some goofy stuff, then what are you really doing, you know? But yeah, I mean, this looks cool and all. I think it's cool that they're doing a new Katamari. I don't have much to say about it. Probably one of the highlights at least for the Direct was they're doing Pac-Man World Repack 2 or 2 Repack. It's like a remake or remaster of Pac-Man World 2. I was really excited when they did the first game, when they did Pac-Man World Repack, when they repacked, I'll say, the first game. I ended up not liking the remake. I just thought it was kind of like a one-to-one re-release with like updated visuals and just making it like look different and like presenting it differently, but I thought the game still had like the clunkiness of the original PS1 game, you know. So I thought the game, I didn't really like the first game that much, or the first remake that much. Maybe they can like Repack 2 will be better. Yeah, no, it's weird because this is like one of the highlights of the show for me, and I didn't even like the game that came before this, you know. It is coming out like on the they got a release date, September 26th. Which I think is interesting that they got like a hard date, like, and it's that soon. That comes out during like a busy week for games. There's quite a few games coming out within that span. Like the day before that, Silent Hill. A few days after is Final Fantasy Tactics, and a few days after that is Ghost of Yotei. So Pac-Man World Repack 2 is probably getting a little unlucky in that one, but hey, still, like, cool announcement, you know. I've yet to play Shadow Labyrinth, but I think it's cool we're getting some Pac-Man stuff this year. It's the second Pac-Man game of the year. Persona 3 Reload's coming to Switch too. That's cool. I really like Persona 3 Reload. I think it's a great remake of Persona 3. Not sure if I'll get it for Switch 2, but I think it's neat that it's coming, you know. But then we ended with two new Square Enix games. I was kind of like expecting maybe we get some new stuff on Final Fantasy VII Remake coming to Switch 2, you know? That's one of the Switch 2 ports that I'm looking forward to actually getting myself, right? We didn't get that. It's just two new announcements. One of them is like a brand new IP in the HD 2D art style that I forget the name of because it was a long name. Let me look it up. It's called The Adventures of Elliot, The Millennium Tales. So that's cool. It looks like it's like some sort of like 2D HD action RPG, you know, and you got like this fairy who seems like she might be a bit annoying, but hey, look, they showed an interesting trailer and I'm interested to see more. Then they also showed Octopath Traveler 0. A brand new Octopath Traveler game. It seems to be like a prequel to the first game. That comes out on December 4th, so they got like a hard date on that one. But yeah, unless I'm forgetting anything, that's really all there was to me, you know, that interested me. This felt like, I saw someone on Twitter say this, I forget who, I wish I can remember so I can shout them out, but I did see someone on Twitter say like, this felt like the most, alright fine, here you go, Nintendo Direct ever. And I agree. This felt like this could have been an email. There was nothing that we really learned in this Direct. I guess there's like some games that we now know for sure are coming to Switch 2. And Pac-Man World 2 Repack is a cool announcement. The new Katamari game is pretty cool. Sparking Zero and Persona 3 Reload. It's pretty cool that those are coming to Switch 2. Monster Hunter Stories 3 is a game I'm not going to play, but I think it's pretty cool that it's a thing. And of course the Square Enix games are exciting, but nothing that really like excites me that much, you know. Even like the Square Enix games and Pac-Man World, which are probably the games that I was most excited for out of this Direct, I'm not even sure if I'm gonna like rush out to play those like right away, you know. And the one like first party game they had there, Hyrule Warriors, you know, they could have given it a release date just so we know like what comes out for the Switch 2 on the first party side for the rest of the year, and they didn't do that. And we're still left here waiting for like release dates on Metroid Prime 4 and Kirby Air Riders. And I just think that's disappointing because like they're supposed to come out this year. At the very least, Metroid Prime 4 is supposed to be coming out this year. And I don't know what's happening, you know? But that's my thoughts on the partner showcase. What do you guys think? What were some of your favorite announcements? Let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next video, whenever that's going to be.